Hey guys, Vass here from Aussie Playground and welcome to another unboxing. Today we're going to be looking at the Hobby King Basher BZ-888 1/8 scale buggy, and I'm actually a little bit excited about this car because I've been saving up for it for a little while, and thankfully I didn't actually end up buying it. I won this on the Hobby King website. They're currently holding kind of like a hobby lottery where you can use points that you've acquired by placing orders on the site to enter into winning certain prizes. Or you can actually add the points in there yourself via a PayPal or perhaps even a credit card as well. So really fun. A lot of people have been putting their tokens in to try and win all different prizes. A friend of mine actually won himself an aeroplane, which is really cool. And I've actually won something else as well, which I will talk about at a later stage. We'll do another unboxing for that later on. But today is all about the BZ-888, which I think is going to be a half decent buggy from Hobby King. I've seen a few videos online and I know that this car's been out for a little while, so I'm really keen to test it out myself and just see how it performs overall. So without further ado, let's crack open the box and take this guy out of here. As you can see, it comes pretty well packaged. Now this is the almost ready to run that I won. This box here I believe is empty because otherwise it would have had a remote in it. I'm not going to bore you with me kind of getting rid of all this packaging. We're going to cut forward here. I'm going to mount the wing on it. We're going to get it all ready, and I'll run you through the car and how it comes equipped. Okay, got everything out of the box. So very quickly I'm going to show you what you get. First off, you get your user manual, which is fairly common amongst ready to run vehicles or any RC that you buy. There's also a bit of a sticker sheet on the back for you to decorate the body as you see fit, so you can put as many or as little stickers as you want. And I've always said this, I really appreciate that. I like the fact that bodies come out of a ready-to-run vehicle without any stickers. It kind of allows the end user to really customize the car the way they want, which means that pretty much every basher vehicle out there like this one will be different, and I like that. I appreciate that. You also get another sticker sheet that came in the packaging for the spoiler, and speaking of which, I'm going to point out something that I know some of you will actually appreciate, which I think is a big improvement for this car. Now I'll quickly show you what it all looks like. This is the car itself, so kind of a unique color scheme. I'm not a huge fan of the purple, I have to say, but I don't mind the body shape itself. I think it looks fantastic. I think if I can get a clear body from Hobby King, there's a good chance I'll probably do that and put my own color scheme on it. Now, when I was putting the spoiler on, the spoiler is put together on with 2 screws, and the first thing I noticed was that the screws were actually not Phillips heads, they were hex screws. And as I looked around on the car, I noticed that pretty much every screw on this car is actually hex. It is no longer Phillips screws, which is a huge improvement, I think, for not just me, but I know a lot of people out there don't like Phillips screws on their RCs. And yeah, hex hardware all the way around. Very good improvement on this basher vehicle compared to the other bash vehicles that I've had in the past. Another thing that I think is a fantastic improvement, and something that you guys know I've had a lot of issues with in the past when I get a basher vehicle out of a box, is the suspension. And this suspension actually feels fantastic. It feels really good. Very plush, well balanced, well dampened. The only thing I'm going to do is just probably tighten up these springs a little bit, just to sort of raise the car up off the ground because it is squatting a little. But other than that, great job, Hobby King. I'm really impressed with the suspension straight out of the box. Very good. Third thing I noticed when I took the car out of the box are the tires. The tires are actually soft. They're not made out of cement like some of the other ready-to-run vehicles that I tend to get. So really soft, feel very grippy. The foams do feel a little bit softer. I would prefer the foams to be a bit firmer, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm actually really impressed with the tire composition on this car. It feels fantastic. Suspension layout feels great. Tires feel great. I think pretty much out of the box this guy is going to run very nicely. So very impressed with it so far. 2 body clips hold the body in place. You basically take this off. Now something that I noticed as well is that there is a protective film on the body. So before you get carried away and start putting stickers everywhere, make sure you peel off the protective film on the body so that the stickers don't start falling off when the film starts to come off. So we'll take the body off. Body feels okay. You know, it's got a few angles to it, so it is quite rigid, and I don't expect it to be susceptible to a lot of damage, except maybe up the top here a little bit, because obviously it's within the wheelbase of the buggy itself, so generally buggy bodies tend to last quite a while. The layout of the car, very quickly I'll show you this. You can see two batteries side by side right there. Now this is a 4S only buggy at this stage, unless of course you swap out your ESC. The ESC of course is a waterproof 100 amp, I was going to say 150, but it's not. It's a 100 amp ESC, and it comes with a kind of a plain Jane steering servo. I'm not entirely sure what rating this guy is, but you know, as with the other bash vehicles that I've had in the past, the steering servos are something that you tend to want to upgrade pretty early on. Now, I did also notice that it is running CVDs in the front, so there's actually CVDs in the front and standard dog bones in the rear, which is totally fine. You have pre-installed sway bars, front and rear, which is great. It has 3 diffs, of course. You got front, center, and rear diff, and aluminium threaded body shocks, which is fantastic as well. Few adjustment points on the shock towers. You've got camber adjustments front and rear, and toe adjustments in the front, of course. Everything looks very, very nice. The only complaint that I'm going to have about this buggy is the lack of room to kind of expand the motor over here. Now, this runs a 36 by 65 brushless motor. It is a 19, can I even read that? 1965 kV. Brushless, so just under 2000 kV, but you can't fit a 74mm true 1/8 scale motor in here before it actually hits this kind of steering column over here. So you're kind of limited to the motor size that you can fit in this buggy, which is a little bit disappointing. Now hopefully the buggy has enough speed, the way that it's laid out and the gearing and everything else, hopefully it has enough speed to be competitive on 4S. Because one of the things that really impressed me about the Basher Sabertooth, for example, was its an amazing speed. I mean, that car hit 70 kilometers an hour on 4S. I don't know how this one's going to perform. Of course, I will be doing some speed tests with it to find out how fast it is, and then we'll take it from there. Hopefully, it's quick enough. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Everything else on this buggy, I have to say, I'm actually quite happy with. Of course, the A-arms are very familiar to me compared to the Basher MT and the Basher Sabertooth as well. Everything feels nice and solid. The adjustable links and everything, all pretty heavy duty. Your drive shafts look to be about 3mm thick, so not quite as thick as some of the other cars out there, but thick enough, I think, for this car anyway. Twin battery trays, I should say, with Velcro straps, which should make swapping batteries out very, very easy. And you can see just here how close the pinion and spur gears are to the edge of that battery tray just there. So yeah, very, very close. And you can see the problem that you've got here going from a 65 to a 74. There just isn't enough room to fit one in there. That's the only thing that I have to say I'm a bit disappointed with. Of course, you know, if you stretch out the chassis, of course, you know, you may obviously jeopardize the size classification of the buggy. So I can understand that you can't really stretch it out, but perhaps instead of having twin battery trays like this, you have one battery tray on one side where you can fit a big 4S pack or 2S on there. Swap the ESC to where the motor is and bring the motor back here, and then kind of balances out its weight a little bit. So that could have been an option, but it's just unfortunate that you can't really upgrade to a larger motor. Diameter, I don't think is an issue. It's more the length that's the problem. So we'll see how we go. I'm hoping that this guy is fast enough. I'm hoping that what I'm saying here becomes a little bit trivial, I guess, because it may not matter. The car may be quick enough and perform well enough with the setup that it has. So we'll see how we go. I think I'm going to leave it here. I am dying to hook this guy up to one of my radios and take it out to the BMX track, put it through its paces, as you guys know I always do, and of course follow up later on down the line with a review and let you know how it's been holding up and whether or not it's worth getting. So I think for the price, even if I did buy it myself, I'm actually quite impressed with it. I mean, you're not going to find a lot of 1/8 scale buggies like this for under 300 bucks. I don't know, maybe there are some out there, maybe there aren't, but this I think comes pretty well set up out of the box. I just hope that its durability is good enough, and of course that it performs well enough. But without a doubt, suspension, the hardware and the tires, 2 massive thumbs up from Hobby King. I'm very, very impressed with the improvements that they've made with this car. By far and away, the suspension on this thing feels worlds apart to all the other basher vehicles that I've come across or that I've owned up till now. And the tires, of course, feel fantastic. So impressed with the tires for a car at this price point. Really, really happy with this. So let's put a radio in it, charge up some batteries and take it out to the BMX track. Stay tuned for the running videos. Thank you all very much for watching. Please be sure to check out the video description for more information on this buggy, as well as a link to my Facebook page. Don't forget to like the video before you go, if of course you liked it, and I will speak to you guys next time. And I'll explain to you how I won this car. Basically on the they shut down the ability to put in some tokens to get that. We'll talk about that a bit. Stuttering is no fun. Alrighty, got everything out of the box. So let's.